we're getting ready for some 5-star Grand Prix, all this on a height of 1.60 meters. All this designed by the one and only Peter Schumacher. We're standing here with all the other media here, also taking some information at the first fence. We start on fence number 1, and we straight away have a very nice vertical to start here onto this Grand Prix. We go on the right hand, and we have straight away a big effort on right hand to the number 2, and we go over here to the nice triple bar set up on the right hand side, followed up by a short line to fence number 3. So we'll try to get the distance here with Gerfried Puck, by example. So we follow Gerfried, who is walking the strides. As you know, every stride of a horse is plus minus 4 meters. And as we go here to fence number 3 with Gerfried and Philippe Weisshoff. Gerfried, we feel? Boomf, voilà. 5 strides from fence number 3, 2 to 3. After this, we have a little bit more of space to canter and to go up to fence number 4. So just in front of the giant screen, we go over to a nice oxer, just in front of the in-gate. At this moment, the riders will also think about the clock, 375 meters per minute, so you don't need to slow down, you need to think about the time allowed today. So the camera will turn around, and look at this, a very massive fence here, fence number 4, with those light pastel colors. Also, the cups here are not so deep, makes it more delicate here on fence number 4. Straight away, we go over, and this will be quite important to go to the fence number 5. That will be the triple combination, depending if the time is short or not. If it's not so short, they can open up more the line and get a safer stride to fence number 5A. If the time is short, they need to go on the inside, and then maybe you don't get the right direction to go over on the triple combination. When we get a look at that fence here, we get also a massive oxer, 3 poles, plank filling, and then at the other side, we get 2 short strides between the oxer and the vertical, and there we get again 3 poles, but this time we get the plank on top. And if you get this, it's very light, and it's also on the flat cups. So if you touch it, it goes down. We follow up with the 3rd element on a vertical, and then again, we'll be counting the distance here to fence number 6. Off you go. And off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Will they go for 5 or maybe for 6? How do they get out of the triple combination? I think most of them will go for 5 strides. Smart forward. We have Adam Gregorzewski, who's arriving. Always a cool rider from Poland. Dzień dobry, wszystko dobrze. So, what do you do after triple combination?
I have a huge stride, so I think about 5, but I think normally it's 6 for mainly everybody.
So you don't think the horses will land forward and you have 5 strides a bit long? Because the 6, they're really short, huh?
I think they need to back off in the verticals, especially with the plank in the middle. They will be really backing off, so they land a little bit like that, and maybe it's easy to just get back for 6.
We'll see this with the first rider into the arena. So we go over to our next fence. We get a wide turn just in front of the VIP area, and we go to fence number 7 on left-hand side. A very nice fence, very nice colors. We're at fence number 7. Also nice fencing, big board under. And then we go over to a slightly bended line. If the camera can come here, come over here. And then you can look to go to fence number 8A. The line goes a bit to the right. It's a bit more complicated for a cameraman to follow up, but that's how it is. We have a distance where you need to open up the line to get very well on the center of 8A, 8B, the combination. We have Edwina Tops-Alexander and Jan Tops discussing at the first element of the combination. This time we have a bit more darker colors here on fence number 8A, and a massive white and green oxer on 8B. After this, you get a little moment to get back and think about your position, about the rhythm, about the balance. Also to get back in energy, you get a roll back. And the cameraman is fantastic today. And look at this. We get a nice surprise out of the turn. Massive wall, fence number 9 with those little bricks. They're really light. Huh? If you touch them, they also go down. Followed up by fence number 10. Very square oxer. We follow Emanuele Camilli. That will be the easiest way. Also Emanuele Gaudiano just in front of us. Per l'Italia. The Azzurri riders. Emanuele and Emanuele Camilli. Just a second, just a second. How many strides here?
5.
What do you think, and what do you do after triple combination?
After the triple, 6 short.
6 short, thank you so much. So 5 strides for fence number 10. And as you can see, the first and the second pole are really on the same height. Really square oxer, fence number 10. Also there, what will be the decision of the rider to go to fence number 10 to 11? Keep the rhythm and go a little bit flat out at the very end of this course, or to get the stride back, get in balance for a very tall vertical of the Doha Equestrian Tour, number 11. And as you can see, it's again a massive vertical. We are nearly on the top height. The cameraman will be following me. Look at this. We're nearly at the top heights for fence number 11. Off we go. Short distance, we've got 2 tall verticals on a row. We'll be counting this one also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 4 strides, short way. And then we go over to one more fence. After this one, it's not finished. You need to keep your horse focused, because look at this. Fence number 13 is far away. So at this moment, you need to keep your horse collected, bouncing in the canter to go up to the last fence, just in front of the VIP area, fence number 13. It's a long way to the last fence to complete a 5-star Grand Prix on a height of 1.60 meters. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doha. Week 3, 5-star Grand Prix.
Well, this is a spectacular scene. Welcome everybody to the 5-star Grand Prix. It is a world ranking class, of course, and the prize purse is just shy of €1,300,000. 325,000 is the amount. It's a very, very serious amount of money, and this is the Longines Arena at Alshaqab. We are in the Al Ryan district of Doha, the Qatari capital. Spectacular night we have on our hands this evening. And 37 combinations come forward, 21 nations represented. 8 of those have multiple starters. Great Britain fields the most in terms of numbers with 5 for Britain. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Italy have 4 each. Brazil and Germany have 3 each. And it's a pair for France, Qatar, the home nation, and Austria. And 13 countries have just 1 representative. A very warm welcome to you all as we get underway with the 5-star Grand Prix. The first 5-star Grand Prix this year went to Scott Brash in week 2 here 2 weeks ago. That was the great win for Hello Jefferson. That day, Scott won both the 3-star and the 5-star Grand Prix. And he won again today, the 3-star Grand Prix. So Scott Brash has won now 3 Grand Prix. That win was with Hello Folly. The first to go will show us the way around the course of Peter Schumacher tonight. And this is an Olympic combination from Paris 2024. They won a 4-star Grand Prix here last year as well. Sabra gets away. This horse looked very good this week. Dorado II is on course. This horse that Dwight co-owns with Carol G. He's a former eventer. At the top of his tree in eventing he was. Completed badminton twice. Now Dwight turns into this treble that comes very early. And rare to see a plank in a combination. But Dorado II clears that, but the error comes, I'm afraid, at 5C. Dwight has been 3rd this week in a big class. He was 3rd last time in week 2 in the big 6-bar behind Megan Massonnier. He's been in good form. I was hopeful for an open clear round because this horse, as I say, has looked very good over the week here in Doha. Time allowed tonight is 83 seconds. Duarte is going to be well inside that time. Late mistake as well. The penultimate goes for Duarte Sabra. As Dorado II comes down to the final fence. And he comes home. It's going to be 2 fences down, 8 penalties for the first out of the €325,000 5-star Grand Prix. That is an AA World Ranking points class. That is the maximum points available for any class worldwide. That is the significance the FEI have given to the 5-star Grand Prix tonight. The opening score for Portugal's Duarte Sabra is 8 penalties. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have had 4 wins over the 3 weeks here, courtesy of Abdullah Al-Sharbati. This man yet to win for Saudi Arabia. He is a Paris Olympian as well. His ride in the games was Jaguar King. This horse won Khaled his first 5-star Grand Prix. That was at Jump Saudi in December last year. His first win at the highest level of international competition. And Davenport VDL, now 15 years of age, the son of Diamond Semi, crosswind Doctro. The first of the quartet for Saudi Arabia is up and running and jumping. Five strides down to the Qatar Equestrian Federation Liverpool fence 3. This skinny ox, slightly ascending back bar, little concession from Peter Schumacher. But this treble comes bruisingly early. It takes the influence. Wow, 2 of the 3 elements, I'm afraid, go for Khaled El Mobti. Just shows how tough this course may prove to be. Down now to the double 8A-B. 8A also falls. This just reflects how tough the course is this evening. And looks to be that Khaled Al Mobti is going to retire. Yes, Davenport VDL pulls up out of the 5-star Grand Prix tonight, I'm afraid. Tough start for Khaled. The first of the 4 for Saudi Arabia is out of the big class this evening here. His Highness the Father Amir's prize. It's an early retirement. The next to go, Marlon Manolo Zanotelli. He's an Olympian and a former Pan Am double gold medal winner in 2019. This ride secured for Marlon by the Treba family. And Laura Treba's family co-owns this horse with Ashford Farm. Marlon works very closely with Enda Carroll and some wonderful horses they produce out of the base at Ashford Farm. Now Catulon looks around the course. This horse very light mileage at 5-star Grand Prix level. They jumped the Turkish Airlines Prize of Europe in Aachen, which is in effect a 5-star Grand Prix. They're not officially declared as such. They jumped the Longines Global Championship Grand Prix in Rome late last year, so this is only in fact their second 5-star Grand Prix as a combination. Marlon Manolo Zanotelli gets away. Catulon, the son of Toulon, he's young at 11 years of age. Dam sire is Solano for Marlon. Comes down to the skinny ox. Both him and Laura Treba looking in very good nick at the start of 2026. Catulon takes the plank, I'm afraid, mid-treble. That line is going to be highly influential. That is the early indication. It comes early, and that plank is a glaring difficulty. The B element is uber tough. So still we look onwards for our first clear round. Marlon Manolo Zanotelli spins back to the impressive wall at 9. It's right up tight at 1:60. This man from Fortaleza in Brazil initially. Travels homebound. I suppose maybe the best score of the 5-star Grand Prix. Marlon hacks home, aware of time, and jumps the last well. He's inside time. Best round of the night so far. A little rueful look downwards as he just kept the top of the plank at 5B for the lightest touches. This was the moment here that denies us our first clear round of the 5-star Grand Prix. Catulon comes home for Marlon Manolo Zanotelli, and the Ashford Farm and Laura Treba with 4 penalties. The new starter for the Wathnan team in their electric blue jacket. Juan Carlos Garcia gets on course for Italy. This is the first of the 4 for Italy this evening. The outstanding nation over the 3 weeks here because of the 8 wins for Manuela Gaudiano and the 8 podiums for Roberto Brevitali. But I'm afraid Django Dumaret grinds to halt in front of the Liverpool at 3. This horse, 13 years of age, son of Canan cross the Papillon Rouge. Jumps to the second time of asking. Well, it's their first 5-star Grand Prix as a new combination. And I'm afraid Juan Carlos Garcia retires from the 5-star Grand Prix this evening. What a seasoned man he is. He's been at 5 World Championships starting back in Aachen in 1986. 3 Olympics, Seoul in 88 through to Athens in 04. He was 15th individually in Athens, the Marco Polo Equestrian Centre with Albin III. Just over 2 decades ago. Retirement, I'm afraid, for the first of the 4 for Italy, Juan Carlos Garcia. The next to come, we stay with the Wathnan team, and this man, the veteran of the Worlds in Lexington 2010, he also won His Highness the Father Amir's sword here back in 2019, I should say. Suede Al-Ajami gets on course for Qatar. This is the first of the two for the home nation. This evening, this is Wathnan Karmelensky. Rattles the back of that enormous triple bar at 2. It stays, thankfully. This gelding is young. He's only 11, son of Corner Zablensky. Was bred by Paul Brady. Damsire is Douglas. This talented horseman. Tom Slatty trains Valet, and I'm afraid they also take that plank at 5B. Same error point as Khaled Al Mobti. So that early treble could be highly influential as the night progresses. Scott Brash tries to do the double again. That, of course, the main theme of the night. We'll have Hello Mango as Fale Suede Al-Ajami gets in all sorts of pickle down through 8AB. Both parts go, and the hand goes up. It's another one who retires out of the 5-star Grand Prix first round. Proving heavy weather out there for the best in the business. Fale Suede Al-Ajami retires. Wathnan Karmelensky, the third of the early starters to pull out of the first round. Well, Marlon Manolo Zanotelli, the best score so far on 4 penalties, and we return with thoughts to the Ashford farm, because this lady based with Marlon and is based in Belgium, and again working closely with Enda Carroll at Ashford. This is Lara Trebas' own Catania getting on course. Marlon the best scorer on 4 penalties in the early stages of this evening's 5-star Grand Prix. Lara Treba initially from Strasbourg on the east side of France, near the German border, the Haras du Larchenberg, the Treba family base. Catania, she's 11 years of age. And this, the daughter of Milo Cathargo, cross to Corofina the second for Lara Treba. Now, can she jump this difficult treble? No, mid-part goes again. It's bruisingly tough, that 5B. Plank goes for Lara. This pair again, low mileage at 5-star Grand Prix level. This is their second trip at the elite level. They were in Rome for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Back in October last year was their debut. 8A as well is on the sand for Lara Treba. She'll go onwards. This mare still feels good. She wants to give her the mileage at top level. Catania comes down now to the final fence. It's going to be quite tight on time, I think, as well. Yeah, Lara Treba is going to have a time penalty or two. Couple of time and 2 fences down, but bear in mind it is only their second 5-star Grand Prix. It's a good score. Bearing in mind their rawness to the level, it is 10. 8 jumping plus the 2 for time for France's Lara Treba. And this lovely young mare, Catania. That treble is proving very, very tough indeed. The new startup is the one Lone Wolf of Denmark tonight, and a very good one. She was at the Europeans in La Coruña for her championship debut the fall of last year. That was with Golden Eye in northern Spain. Colin Ralph Pedersen, we welcome forward. This pair were on the podium in the first class of week 1. That was in 3rd place. Polones L getting on course for Colin Ralph Pedersen. Trains with Lars Bach Andersen, base of the Elmshorn. Hanif Runner for Bantin Northern Germany, not far from Hamburg. And Caroline Ralph Pedersen gets on course. This is the son of Le Blue Diamond of Vanta Reutershoff, only 11 years of age, so another young enough horse for this big, big track tonight. Caroline sets off in for attacking mode, but just too attacking at the Skinny Ox, sends it flying. Saw a massive distance into it and just away, but they can jump the treble, most haven't. Caroline, tall, elegant jockey. She's a model in her other life as well. Comes down into the heart of the course of Peter Schumacher, the German lead designer here at Alshaqab. Second error comes at 8A, again proving influential, that double. Caroline Ralph Pedersen now thinking homewards with Polonecel. It's been a pretty good round overall. I mean, yes, a little rush of blood to the head prior to the fourth fence. A third error out on the far side of the Longines Arena comes at 11. Polonecel down to the last fence with Caroline Ralph Pedersen. They jump in well, and they're just inside times. A time not hugely generous, but it is 3 down. I'm afraid Caroline Ralph Pedersen comes home with 12 on the scorecard. Well, last night was a super win for Germany. That was Christopher Klessner winning the 5-star jump-off class, and Germany look to win again with this man. Torben Kohlbrand comes forward. This horse had some time out of top level since the latter end of last year. Talked to Torben earlier this week, but he's now got Mastermind back at 5-star Grand Prix level. He jumped his debut at this level here last year, was very well placed in 5th actually. And Torben Kohlbrand, number 8, is the new starter this gelding. He's the 12-year-old son of Milo Carthago, crossing Alcatraz. And this horse owned by Torben Kohlbrand Sport Horses. And away they go. Big, powerful bay. It's got a lot of scope and ground cover. So best score still, Malamodolo Zanotelli on 4 penalties. Schumacher had quite a lot of clears in the 3-star Grand Prix, so he's wanted to prevent that tonight. He's doing just that, because another one to hit the plank of 5B that is causing a plethora of problems. Torben Kohlbrand works hard down through 8AB, had to really ride off the seat of his pants through that big double. It's not easy either, it's proving. Mastermind to stay on 4 penalties, to join Malamodolo Zanotelli with the joint best score in the 5-star Grand Prix after the first 8 of the 37. We're a quarter of the way through, approximately, and still no clear rounds. Time is tight here for the German. I think he's just inside. No, just over, I'm afraid. Time actually hasn't stopped. We'll just confirm. Yeah, he is actually inside the time. Apologies for that timing error. It is just 4 penalties, and the joint best score of the 5-star Grand Prix. Torben Kohlbrand joins Malamodolo Zanotelli, both on a score of 4. The next to come, this lady is a Doha Tour specialist. She won 5 classes here last year, and she's won 3 classes this year already. Had a 5-star win yesterday with Quick Diamond HR and Millie Allen, We Welcome. Millie, the first of the 5 for Great Britain in this 5-star Grand Prix, and her ride, it is Carol Cox Horses, is Viarca PS on course. This is a young mare, 10-year-old daughter of Vivant. Horse that Chris Chug took to top level, but I'm afraid the back of the treble bar at 2 is down for Millie. They jumped to the 5-star Grand Prix here. In week 2, that was their first 5-star Grand Prix, had just 1 down. This is their second try at the level, and Millie Allen down through 5A, B, C, and without a penalty there. Millie Allen into the heart of the course as she just a little right hand down to 8A and B on the 1 stride. Back of 8B also for Viarca. Millie Allen is world rank number 1 or 1-3 as things stand. But boy, when she goes for it, she is very fast indeed. We've seen that time and time again here in Doha. She can really gallop. Viarca homebound. The cup down for Millie Allen tonight around Peter Schumacher's very imposing 5-star Grand Prix course that is yet to yield a clear round inside time, but it is 8 penalties for Millie Allen. Viarca PS at her second 5-star Grand Prix equips herself fairly well. It's 2 down for the daughter of Vivant. 8 penalties is the first score of the 5 for Great Britain. Put my head right out onto the line and I'll say that I think this will be the first clear round of the 5-star Grand Prix. Nadia Peter-Steiner, we welcome. Now this is the outstanding mare Mila. She's now 14 years of age. Based with the Rosier family, just down to the south of Paris. And Mila gets on course for Nadia Peter-Steiner. This was her surprise gift as she arrived into Doha last year. Mila was awaiting for her in the stable. Very nice indeed. I think actually Mila better pronounced, so Mila comes down to the skinny ox. Their last 5-star big class was in Lyon, the World Cup, late last year. They were 11th in the Longines Global Championship Grand Prix in Rome. And this was her ride for the European Championships in La Coruña last year. Nadia down through 8AB. They went well at the Europeans as well, 15th place individually behind Richard Vogel. Nadia Peter-Steiner. Mila now down between 9 and 10 and super smooth. They're going to be well inside time as well. 3 to go here for the opening clear round of the 5-star Grand Prix. Nadia Peter-Steiner comes homebound. I'm pleased I stuck my neck out on the line because they do deliver the first clear round. They're 3 seconds inside the time, and there's the celebration. Super round. We have to wait 10 for the first clear round. If statistics hold true, 37 starters, we've jumped 10, and that was the first clear. It will only be something like 4 or 5, something in that order, not a huge number expected. So that is a very important clear round. Well done. Mila jumps home clear for Nadia Peter-Steiner, and Switzerland are the first nation to return for the jump off if there is one. This pair jumped very well in the last 5-star Grand Prix here at the end of week 2 to finish in 3rd place and behind Mecca Mossone and the winner Scott Brash. Eve Jobs has looked good this afternoon on High Point VDL in the 3-star Grand Prix. And away goes the same ride from the last 5-star Grand Prix here. Canto Bruno is on course for Eve. 15-year-old son of Canto Blanco crossed a quality that Eve Jobs owns. They're away very quickly. My word, is a positive start for the American pair. And can they jump this difficult treble? I fancy yes they can. Wow, brilliant. Jesse Cantabruno really analysing that problem with the plank carefully, was really attentive. He jobs down through the middle now of the Longines Arena, still clear. So 8A and B for a transatlantic battle to develop between Switzerland and the USA. Eve Jobs homebound, and she's got time to spare. 20 seconds still on the clock to get ahead of the time. I think she'll do that easily. Cantabruno travels now homebound for the second clear. It was a long wait, but like the proverbial London buses, you wait a long time and then 2 or 3 come at once. And that's a very nice round for Eve Jobs. We have back-to-back clears. She looks to improve on her 3rd place from the 5-star Grand Prix here in week 2. Eve Jobs joins Nadja Peter-Steiner. It's a 2nd clear after 11 combinations. Well done to them. The next pair to come, they are a Paris Olympic pair, and they won a 4-star Grand Prix here last year on the Doha Tour. Geoffrey Puck, we welcome. This is stunning Equestrian Naxel, the 5th, the next to jump. This is the first of the 2 for Austria. This is the son of Balou de Rouet across the Landetto. He's got several offspring here competing as well. Very good run with Duarte Seabra. So 2 clears after 11, and Geoffrey Puck is the first for Austria tonight. Based just up to the north of Salzburg in the northwest of Austria. That is at Lamprechtshausen, Geoffrey Puck's home base. This man just inside the world's top 198 in the world as things stand. He has ridden at several big championships, including 6 Europeans from Hickstead 99 through to Milan 2023 with this horse for Team Bronze for Austria. Geoffrey Puck gets on course. Equestrian Naxel, the 5th, has got the power, has got the class, is a real Rolls Royce for jump up to come home with clear on number 3. Let's hope so. Geoffrey Puck has had a good day because he was 3rd in the 5-star Special 2 phase. Class of Ideal Special HJ today behind Abdullah Al-Sharbatli and Emanuele Gaudiano. Geoffrey Puck makes a very solid start to his night. Equestrian Naxel, the 5th, now down the centre line. Quite strong in the Austrian's hand down to the double, but it's got the respect of brain to clear the combination. So clear round is on the cards here. Just like the London buses, you wait a long time for one and then you get 3 at once. That is the old saying in England, and Geoffrey Puck is going to be just ahead of the time, I think. Yes, Supran is 3 on the bounce, and we have a jump off developing quickly. It is now 3 clears. 2 Alpine nations, Austria and Switzerland, and the transatlantic element with the USA's Eve Jobs. Things are hotting up beautifully. 3 clears. We've now jumped 12 combinations. And it's exactly a quarter. Perfect statistic from the course team led by Peter Schumacher. Just what they would want as a team. Very respectable indeed for Balázs Horváth, bearing in mind it is only their second five-star Grand Prix. It is Yates jumping plus the three-time for Puro Tesaran, and the Hungarian completes with a score of 11 this evening. The new starter, Vilma Hellström, looks around. She's been a real vertebral part of Henrik Anker Kroner's Swedish national team and was part of the winning team of the Europeans in Milan 2023 with her superb CCBJN. Based in the Netherlands with her partner Owen McMahon, and Vilma Hellström saddles 11 this evening. This mare, she was bred in Poland. She's 11 years of age. And the daughter of Colter Z, crossed to Devin du Mourier, gets away for Vilma, whose home initially was Gothenburg on the west flank of Sweden, where we'll go for Gothenburg Horse Show in February. That's a wonderful competition in the Scandinavia, one of my favourites to commentate at. Now 11, it's going to spin now into the treble 5ABC, this very demanding early line that is ferociously tough and jumps down there as well as anybody. Beautiful start from Vilma Hellström. World rank number 197. And 11 now sizes up this big mid-course line, 7-8AB. Yes, jumps superbly down through. Big combination. This pair again fairly low on five-star Grand Prix mileage. They did jump the Rolex Series Grand Prix in Falsterbo in mid-July last year. They jumped in Lyon as well, the five-star Grand Prix late in the season. But I'm worried for Vilma Hellström's time here, and the mistake, I'm afraid, comes two from home. Time penalties are going to come for 11. It was a very nice round indeed for the Swede, but the penultimate falls, and it is going to be 3 time penalties as well. 7 is the score for Gothenburg's Vilma Hellström, and 11 just completing for Sweden. Well, 2 to come now, back-to-back for Great Britain, that have both won Grand Prix here in 2026. Scott Brash has won 3. This man has won 1, and that was with this horse, the very first Grand Prix at 4-star level back in week 1. 5-star win for Harry Charles as well with Bandit here last week. On course, Casco Bleu, that was their first Grand Prix win as a combination. And the Olympic team champion from Paris gets underway with this great veteran, who's now 16 years of age. The son of Chaco Bleu is up and jumping. Harry Charles turns down to the influential Skinny Oxer for the grey-white. Big set of rails now. Can they jump this treble? They certainly can, jump it beautifully. Harry Charles turns now into the meat of the course. Casco Bleu sees a great shot off the corner. Positive attacking distance Harry found. And the one strike comes up very nicely. This horse is looking right on top of his game tonight, as is Harry. The son of Chaco Bleu now turns homebound. With just now 3 to jump for a clear round for Great Britain to try and keep up their perfect Grand Prix record here at Alshaqab. They've won every Grand Prix of the season here so far. Harry Charles has got bags of time. Casco Bleu coasts home, and it's a super clear round for them. It's the 4th clear. And as I say, Britain have won all of the Grand Prix here so far. Week 1 was Oliver Fletcher, then Harry Charles. Week 2, both Scott Brash. And week 3, Scott Brash won won today already, so Britain still could keep up his perfect Grand Prix win rate. Up with the clear round for Harry Charles, it is clear round number 4. Now the turn of the world at number 2, and the man who is unstoppable in terms of Grand Prix wins. He's now won 3 Grand Prix here this year alone. The double in week 2, 3 and 5 star, and the 3-star Grand Prix. Scott won today with Hello Folly, and it was a very fast class that he won. And this is Lady Pauline Harris and Lady Pauline Kirkham's Hello Mango. His groom David Honnett watches on. This mare, she's 11 years of age. Now, could Scott do the unthinkable and win a double again of Grand Prix? Hello Mango, fiery early on. Boy, quickly down between 2 and 3. Scott just tries to compress her stride down to 4 and does a very good job of securing the fiery mare. Hello Mango down into the devilishly difficult treble and gives that superb demonstration. Well, number 2 now mid-course and still clear. The double dream of Scott Brash is alive and well. The dream of Great Britain to have won every Grand Prix here is alive and well as well, in his hands and Harry Charles's hands. Hello Mango now 5 to jump for the 5th clear round of the 5-star Grand Prix. Gets in deep to 9, my word. Hello Mango's very careful. Scott Brash quickly gets things moving towards 10, having to catch up a little bit of distance. Hello Mango is easy inside time. Scott Brash is coming home with clear round number 5, surely. Could he do the double? We wait and see. Brilliant from Scott Brash. It's outstandingly good. It is 5 clears, and Great Britain has a pair now. 2 from the Olympic gold medal winning team from Paris are qualified. That sends shockwaves into the opposition tonight. Harry Charles has company. Scott Brash, the one number 2, is also in the jump off. The next to come, this is Emanuela Camilli. We welcome his ride tonight is Chacarino PS. This the late starter of gelding into show jumping. Who's 11 years of age. Was very quirky as a young horse and started late, but boy, he's got huge ability, hence why Emanuela Camilli has persisted with him, regardless of his quirks. Such is the case, of course, with a lot of talented humans or horses. Now, this was his ride in the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix in Prague last year, because he won the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Mexico City last season with Chaco's Girl Star. Emanuela Camilli's off to a silken start. It is really picture. The early jumps are impressive. My word, huge airtime out over the top of 4. Chacarino down into 5, gets a little bit, landing in a heap over 5A, comes out of it somehow with just pure spectacular ability, because wasn't foot perfect down the treble. And Emanuela Camilli's now going to grit his teeth and ride this difficult big line, 7 to 8A and B. Based in the north of Germany, married to Viviane Schockemoeller, Paul's daughter. The whistles go up a little bit to maybe just tell him he's got to keep a thought on the clock as well. Italy have won 8 classes courtesy of Emanuela Gaudiano. Camilli yet to win one. Could he tonight? The whistles for a good reason though. Time is tight here. Very tight indeed. Emanuela Camilli, the last fence goes. He was just inside the time, but what a shame, the front bar of that last oxer. Oh, that's the pain. Feel for him. This is a mistake late for Chacarina PS and Emanuela Committee. It's 4 penalties at the final fence. One Olympic combination from Paris already qualified in Equestrian Axel, the 5th, and Carefree Puck. And there's another pair that were at the Games of 2 years ago at the Olympics, and Adam Jagorzewski, we welcome. This horse he has had since Issem was a foal. This gelding now 13 years of age. The son of Quality Time Tien, cross to Clinton for Adam Jagorzewski, is the new starter. This horse owned by his mother Sylvia Jagorzewska. It's a lovely horse for a Rolls-Royce for jumper. And could they jump a clear round? This is the last pair before the halfway interval, ladies and gentlemen, in the 5-star Grand Prix, end of week 3. His Highness the Father Amir's Price. Jagorzewski's made a fairly tender start. I'm a little bit concerned for his time, although this horse can cover a lot of ground. He is through the early teeth of Peter Schumacher. 5ABC, not a problem. Adam now turns into the big green-yellow oxer that is enormous at 7, 160 square. And still clear at the halfway point of the course. Issem just glides out of 8B without touching it. Adam Jagorzewski down now to the final fences. 10 seconds, it's going to be tight on the time. Issem, yeah, it's going to be overtime, I'm afraid. What a shame. Super round for Adam, but he's 0.72 over the time. Just a little bit cruising on the corners of this lovely big chestnut. It's going to be a clear round, but it is 1 time penalty. That is the final score of the first half of the 5-star Grand Prix. A painful penalty for Adam Jagorzewski. Well, ladies and gentlemen, into the short break we go to prepare the footing for the second half of this wonderful 5-star Grand Prix. It is 5 clears at the halfway stage. 4 nations are represented. Great Britain looking very hard to beat. They've got the pair that are Harry Charles and Scott Brash, 2 of the 3 of the Olympic gold medal winning team from Paris. Austria, the USA and Switzerland are the other nations. We'll take a short break. Don't go too far away. Put the kettle on quickly and we'll see you very soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The curtains raised for the second half of what has already been a pulsating five-star Grand Prix. At the halfway point, we have jumped 19 combinations. It is 5 clears. It is exactly a quarter that have mastered this very testing course of Peter Schumacher, and that man one of them. Great Britain Scott Brash. And Scott there because he trains this lady. Jane Annett is the new starter. Her 5-star debut was here 1 year ago on the Doha Tour 2025. She had a win as well at 5-star level, not a Grand Prix, but a 5-star class win. They haven't jumped many 5-star Grand Prix as a combination. And Parla gets on course for the lady from the south of England, Jane Annett. This mare, she's 13 years of age, daughter of Otanglo across to Kojak. Jane owns herself. Their last 5-star Grand Prix was June of last year at St. Gallen, the Longines Grand Prix of Switzerland. Yeah, they just duck a little bit there mid-air to knock the plank out of the cups, I'm afraid, at 5B. Peter Schumacher, the course designer, bless him, walked over to pick it back up. Great attention to detail. You can see a man wiping down the plank as well to make sure it's pristine, clean and white for the next combinations, that everything is the same for every competitor like that. Is an FEI objective. Jane Annett's jumped a good round. It's just that one down. The plank at 5B should be just inside time, I think. Parla comes home. Very good round from Jane Annett. Just that one blemish. Good round otherwise in the 5-star Grand Prix this evening here in Doha, Qatar. One of Jane's best 5-star Grand Prix finishes. She has yet to jump a clear round around a 5-star Grand Prix course. Just looking back through her record. And I'm not sure actually. No, maybe 1 year ago she did. I'm not quite certain about that. Writing down on the FI website what that actually totally means as to whether it was a clear or 4 penalties. Anyway, good round from Jane Annett, and she has just the one down mid part of the highly influential treble. The new starter, this the man on fire, simple fire, started the Doha Tour 2026. He's won 8 times, and Emanuele Gaudiano lines up Esteban Hus, looking for his 9th win. He's also had a couple of second places, so he's knocking on the door of win number 9 this week. Italian gets on course. This horse was outstanding in the GC Prague playoffs, the Rome Gladiators in their win in the O2 Arena in Prague in November last year. But Emanuele, I'm afraid, gets flat down 3 and no chance of clearing that big vertical. Esteban Hus comes down to the treble, but looking a little bit backed off by the course tonight. Emanuele's going to have to really work to get him home. I think he's going to either retire or have to really grit his teeth and ride strongly forward. Emanuele Gaudiano does a good job of repairing confidence of his horse mid-course down through 8AB. Oh boy, some awkward jumps out there. And I think, yes, retirement is the obvious decision. This man who's just looking a little bit shell-shocked out there, not really fluently jumping, getting very deep and airborne. And I'm afraid it's a retirement for Emanuele Gaudiano, but that's not detract from the 8 marvellous wins he's had here on His Highness the Father Amir's prize 3 weeks. The next to come, 5-time Olympian and her outstanding new horse, Iron Dame Cidello, Edwina Thompson-Alexander, we welcome into the Longines Arena. Now, this pair, this is only their second 5-star Grand Prix together. They jumped the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Rabat in Morocco mid-October last year. Was their debut at the level. This is the form rider, both Richie Vogel and Katrin Eckermann. Joined Edwina in the fall of last year. Spectacular jump up. Iron Dame Cidello, he's 12 years of age, the son of KASS Cidello. Gets well away for Edwina. He's certainly got the ability to jump this course clear, and I can't wait to see if they can. Iron Dame Cidello down through the big treble. The other great son of KASS Cidello is Wathnan Kalvarov Abdul's side in a few horses' time. It's another phenomenal athlete. Great adverts, both these horses, for quality of KASS Cidello as a show jumping sire. Iron Dame Cidello strong into 8AB. Edwina comes through it. He's getting quite strong in her hand here as they come back to the wall at 9. And whether this is going to give her a time penalty because she's had to take some outside line just to keep control of this powerful jump up. We'll wait to see, but yeah, I think time is in question here. Iron Dame Cidello, Edwina Thompson-Alexander jumped the penultimate. They are still clear, but time troubles. It's a real shame. It's been a super round. It's a clear on jumping. They're new to the level as a new partnership, but it is 4 for time. Quite strong in the Australian's hand, I'm afraid, tonight. And it's 4 on the clock for Edwina Thompson-Alexander. Of course, she had to regain control of this powerful jump up. Iron Dame Cidello is clear over the fences, but does have 4 time penalties. The new starter, the one number 20, we welcome, and this the pair that won both the 6-bar and the World Cup at London in the Excel Arena for the International Horse Show December of last year. This was also Max rider the Europeans last year in La Coruña. He won a 5-star class here last week, but not with this horse, but with EIC Quantum Robin the 5th. This is EIC Coolie Jump the Q for Max Kuna, as he tries to win his second 5-star class and his first Grand Prix tonight. Austria already with Geoffrey Puck qualified. Can he have company? And the man based at MK Sport Horses in Starnberg, down the south of Germany, locally to Munich. Max Kuna gets well away. And this quality jet black horse with a little blaze centrally on his forehead is the, I think, only white marking, but you know, Max Kuna can't jump a clear round. Plank, I'm afraid, goes again. The early pitfall of clear round hopes at 5B takes a big scalp in Max Kuna. Max Kuna travels around the corner into this big wall at 9. Just shows again the difficulty of tonight's track with a world-class pair not going to be returning. Still, we're locked in with 5 clears only. And Peter Schumacher's got this course absolutely spot on. It's a masterpiece of designing. He has nailed it, I promise. It's brilliant. One down, 5B goes again, and an influential name is out of the competition. I'm afraid Max Kuhne bows out of the 5-star Grand Prix. The new starter, this is the Brazilian, as we welcome in Sergio Neupmann Jr. The second of the 3 for Brazil. Santiago Alhambra will come a little bit later. Corona Blue getting underway. They were here in the 5-star Grand Prix in week 2. They retired, sadly, 2 weeks ago, so let's hope they've transformed things. They jumped the Rolex Grand Prix in Falsterbo last summer, and just one down around a big course in southern Sweden. Sergio Neupmann Jr. has got away very swiftly. Corona Blue, she's 13 years of age, daughter of Chaco Blue. Has got the quality and carefulness of foot to get down through 5 ABC without touching a pole. Didn't breathe on a pole. Sergio now wheels around this monster mid-course Oxer at 7. The green-yellow still clear, jumping a very good round indeed here. The blemish comes at 10. I think it's fallen very seldomly, if at all, tonight. That goes at 10 for Sergio Neupmann Jr. and a late mistake as well at the rustic penultimate at 12. It's a good round that just has trouble late on. Shame, because they were inside time, but it is 8 penalties Sergio Neupmann Jr. tonight. And a good round, I'm afraid, will not return. Corona Blue exits with 8, combination number 24. Still, we're deadlocked on the 5 clears. No addition to the 5 that we had at the halfway point of the first round of this 5-star Grand Prix. The 2 for Great Britain, Scott Brash, Harry Charles. Jeffrey Book for Austria. A super round for Eve Jobs for the USA. And the first clear, Mila for Nadia Pedersteiner. But now this man won in this arena because he won the Longines Global Championship Grand Prix here in 2023 with Just Be Gentle. Away goes Philip Weishaupt on the course. And Philip's right is this lovely young stallion, 12-year-old Canaan son, that is Aureo Dr on track. Philip, who lifted the Longines Global Championship Grand Prix in Vienna last year with Kilmista. Now Aureo down to the treble, 5ABC. Plank catches out 2 big names in quick order, Max Kuhne and now Philip Weishaupt. Drop out of 5B. Philip Weishaupt seen quite enough tonight. He retires. No point in going on, and it's an early retirement for Philip Weishaupt and Aureo Dr. Bear in mind, they were 6th in the 5-star Grand Prix here in week 2. Just shows the level of difficulty has been amped up tonight by Germany's Peter Schumacher. The next pair to come are very capable of jumping clear on number 6, and I think they will. This man, Abdul Said, we welcome. He's in great form today. He was 2nd in the 3-star Grand Prix. That was with Wathnan Zazu von Klasov behind Scott Brash and Hallo Folly. Abdul Said brings Wathnan Calvar, this outstanding son of Cascadello, who I referred to earlier. Same sire as the winner Tops Alexander's Iron Dame Sudello. Abdul Said, who enjoyed back-to-back launching Global Championship Grand Prix here, 2024 and last year, both with Wathnan Bonami, comes in. This horse has got maybe even more talent than Bonami, I think, fair to say. I think it's one of the best horses, if not the best horse Abdul has ever had. I'd like to hear his opinion actually on that point precisely, but I've got a feeling he said that prior to this evening. And number 16 comes in to try and make it clear round number 16. In the colours of the Wathnan team. Wathnan Calvaro gets on course. This horse still young at 10, but we saw extraordinary speed from them last year on Major League show jumping circuit in the USA at Trial, North Carolina, where they won the qualifier and then were 5th in the Grand Prix there. That was ferociously fast in the east coast of the USA. Wathnan Calvaro, of course, has got the talent to jump the line. Did rattle the plank, but it stayed, thankfully for Abdul Said, very still and quiet. This pair have jumped a World Cup. They jumped the American Gold Cup last year, and that's Major League Show jumping Grand Prix. But I think this is only their 4th 5-star Grand Prix, something in that magnitude. They're new to the level. Wathnan Calvaro comes now. Homebound for Abdul Said, and time is good. For our 6th clear, it's been a wait since the last clear round. There was for Scott Brash just prior to the halfway break. Abdul Said now races home, and he's inside time. Wathnan Calvaro will be back to pursue their first 5-star Grand Prix win. Well done, Abdul. 2nd in the 3-star Clinton's Fish. That is what it means to him. It is a 6th clear round for the rider for Belgium. Abdul Said will be back after an exhibition round with Wathnan Calvaro. What a horse that is. It could be well back-to-back clears, because this is a world-class combination. They were exceptionally good at their Olympic debut in Paris for 13th place 2 years ago. That same year, they won their first 5-star Grand Prix, the Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix in Greenwich, Connecticut, at the Polo Club of Greenwich. I was there to see that win, and what a win that was. They were here last year in the Launching Global Championship Grand Prix for 3rd, behind Daniel Deusser and Abdul Said, the man who's just jumped the clear. It's a Rolls Royce of a horse, and this guy is a charming, talented rider. Abdurrahman Al Raji for Saudi Arabia gets away. This is Ventago, the new starter. He's 13 years of age, the son of Van Helsing. Across to Hunter Skendix. Abdurrahman gets a very good early set of jumps behind him, as they are out over 3 and clear. Ventago travels down to 5ABC. He's got the scope and power and carefulness to jump this plank, I think. Yes, he jumps it very well indeed. Just then coasts on a little bit, because just backing off a little bit down that big line, 5AB6, so we lost a little bit of time on the near side of the arena. So Abdurrahman rightly mindful about the clock. Ventago, 5 to go for another clear round. Clear round number 7. And Ventago is fairly tight on time. He's got to be mindful. He does move on, but is he inside? I don't think so. Oh, he is just aside. Well done, Abdurrahman Al-Raji. 0.94 of a second inside the time. Ventago delivers back-to-back clears. And that is clear round number 7. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will be back. There's now 6 nations that have assembled. Switzerland, the USA, Austria, Great Britain with a pair. Belgium and Saudi Arabia in a worldwide battle. That's a world-class combination that will be back as they try and win the 5-star Grand Prix here at His Highness the Father Amir's prize, week 3. The next to go, the youngest tonight at 19 years of age. We know this pair's credentials because they won to become the youngest ever winners of a Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. They won in Rabat in Morocco in October last year. Anastasia Nielsen, just 19 years of age, trains with Cameron Hanley, the Irishman here for the weeks here on the Doha Tour. Action Man gets well away for Anastasia Nielsen. God, it's a powerful start for the young rider as she carves down between 2 and 3 fearlessly. She's got the wonderful ESI Rocky, now the new addition to her string in a stable that is blossoming with horsepower. Action Man, yeah, will jump the plank. Anastasia, great with her hands there. She was so quick to give him the head and neck freedom to get out over that exiting vertical at 5C. The young Monegasque rider now mid-course and still clear. Things are warming up here beautifully with 7 clear rounds after 27. It's a quarter precisely right on the money. Peter Schumacher's course, it's perfect. Anastasia Nielsen has been quick out there. I don't think time should be a problem here for her. Action Man now, 3 to go. It's been a brilliant round from her. Ah, what a shame. Late mistake comes, 3 from home at 11. The time is very quick indeed, but Action Man is out of the 5-star Grand Prix undeservedly. It was such a good round to watch. Late mistake on the far side, but a very, very good ride from Anastasia Nielsen. She gave this beautiful bay. That the mistake of the Doha Equestrian Tour vertical. The next to come, this man is in very good form. He's won 4 classes over the 3 weeks here in Doha. He's won twice this week, including the big 5-star world ranking class on the first night, and he won again today, the special 2-phase 5-star class. And all those 4 wins have been with Pokemon's Lord Petsy Jr. Abdullah Sharbatli gets underway. This is Diria. Dubai du Cedre, as the mare was previously known, gets on course. One of the most talented horses globally, no question. And owned by the Saudi Arabian Equestrian Federation for Abdullah Al-Sharbatli. Very much, I think, with a mind on the Worlds in Aachen this year. And I could think LA 2028, when Diria would be 15 years of age, is very much a possibility as well. Abdullah down to 5A, B and C and clear through it. Wow. Spectacular, this form ride of Juliette Bayard and Jan-Frédéric Ahmed Zimmerman. Julien was 4th in the Olympics in Paris with Diria, Dubai du Cedre as she was then. Abdullah. Wow, gets control for 8A and B, and it's an electric round for this new combination. For the 8th clear and for the 2nd Saudi clear to match the 2 for Great Britain is on the cards here. Abdullah Al-Sharbatli is fast, certainly. Diria down to the last 2 fences, still clear and homebound. Time's easy. Abdullah Al-Sharbatli runs down to the final fence and Diria will jump it, no doubt, to come home. He's delighted. Well done. Two very interesting ones for Saudi Arabia are qualified. This is warming up beautifully. It's burning my fingertips. It's exciting stuff. It's now 2 for Saudi Arabia and 2 for Great Britain. We have 8 in total. What a round that was from Abdul Alshaqab. He's delighted. Nine more to come, ladies and gentlemen, and this man, he's had 8 podiums still. The first win has eluded him. And actually the man who just jumped the clear denied him his first win here on the opening night, where he was second behind Abdullah. Roberto Prevatali gets on course for Italy. This is Krinius 27 jumping. 12-year-old son of quality time, Tien, same sire as Adam Jegorszewski's Issem, who had the time penalty. Krinius gets well away for Roberto Prevatali, based with Emanuele Gaudiano up in Brescia, north of Italy, not far from Lake Garda. But they, I'm afraid, take 5B, the plank that's been the early trouble. The whole course has been really dependent on how you jump 5A, B and C. Roberto Prevatali down through 8AB. We're all anticipating his first win. It's overdue, my word. He's been so good on so many occasions, but still it's been elusive. Krinius travels homebound for Roberto Prevatali. He jumped a great round. He'll be nice inside time, but it is going to be a second mistake, I'm afraid. 2 from home. We've only actually got 7 4-4 rounds, just shows how tough this course is. It's going to be 8 penalties. That scoreboard incorrect. 8 penalties for Roberto Prevatali, and Krinius 27 just completing. The next to come, this pair was second in behind Scott Brash in the last 5-star Grand Prix here. In week 2, 2 weeks ago, Megan Massonnier has had a brilliant run of form. She's had a number of podiums. She also won the 6th bar here in week 2, and Krinius comes down to the starts. Megan, who is from Bourg-en-Bresse in eastern France, was discovered by Laurent Guillet, her superb owner, and that has really set her on a path very much upwards. So Megan Massonnier gets away. Sam was fairly steady at the start, I must say. Just thinking about the time, Megan, though, is quite quick down to 5ABC, made a good turn. But they, I'm afraid, scupper the plank out of the cup, so Megan Massonnier can't repeat the second place of week 2 tonight, I'm afraid. Ferocious early treble. It's come so early before you've really got yourself settled down. And that plank is an unusual feature in a treble. Megan Massonnier comes now through the mid-course double, 8A and B. But overall, just looking at her performance here in Doha, everything's gone well. She's had so few rails down, it's been so consistent, so many podiums and the win. She's been in brilliant form. We'll go against her tonight. She's inside time, but CSI5 the error. As I say, they've been so few and far between the mistakes from Megan Mossonnet. She's looking in brilliant form. It's fourth, the French rider, and Crinitam exits the 5-star Grand Prix after the first round. So 8 clear rounds we are on. We've got the pair for Great Britain, the pair for Saudi Arabia. Switzerland, the USA, Austria and Belgium are the nations that are engaged in the battle. 6 nations still tussling for the win tonight. As we go into the last handful, it is 7 more to jump, and number 32 we welcome. This is the last roll of the dice for Jordan this evening. Ibrahim Hani Bisharat comes forward, 4-time Olympian. And this is his 14-year-old mare, daughter of Van Gogh, across the Clinton. It is Happiness, Ibrahim's own horse, that is the next to jump this evening. Once again, well done to the design team. They've got this course absolutely perfectly. Not easy for building this level of this caliber of horse and rider power. And he's looked very, very stupid very quickly. But Peter Schumacher's at the opposite result. He's looking very clever. Ibrahim is off to a very quick start. Happiness scorched out of the start gates. The same bolt-like. They're down now to 5A, B, C. Oh, it's unlucky. They jump the plank, but they take the vertical after it, I'm afraid. No justice there. Ibrahim Hani Bisharat mid-course as a second vertical 8A into the combination as well. It's been a very good round to watch. He's really attacked the entire course from the get-go. Ibrahim Hani Bisharat travels home. He'll be well inside time, but a couple of verticals down in an otherwise very good round for the rider for Jordan. Happiness jumps the last fence and will be inside time nicely, but it is 8 penalties. Popular here, as he is globally, but it is 2 down for Ibrahim Hani Bisharat tonight. Happiness comes home with 8. The new start, this lady won the His Highness the Amir's Sword 5-star Grand Prix here in February last year with Messi van der Ruytershoff, her young son Friedrich. Watch his mum. Jan Friedrich Ahmed Zimmerman gets away. This pair was second behind Max Kuhner in a 5-star world ranking class here last week. We're in week 2. Salagon Kashkais is a big jumper. Huge talent for Jan Friedrich Ahmed Zimmerman. She won the first 4-star class with My Lady La Vista in week 1. So she's been in very good form indeed. Salagon Kashkai's got all of the class and ability to get down through that line without a penalty. Jan Friedrich Ahmed Zimmerman is still clear. I think looks quick enough as well. Down then to 8AB she goes, and yeah, very big jumps out of the combination. "20 seconds now to come home ahead of the clock, and she will be inside the time." Salagon Kashkais now 2 to go. And Friedrich Ahmed Zimmerman is homebound, and time is going to be just okay. Clear number 9 is going to be achieved now, and it's the one for Germany. Well done. Jana delighted. Salagon Kashkais delivers clear round Number 9, well done, Mum. Just 5 to go, and Santiago Lambra is the late starter for Brazil. This is Zeus, the new starter. This is the Qatar Grand veteran. He's 16 years of age. The dam sire is Chaco Blue for Santiago Lambra. Has a very tough start, takes the opening fence. The Qatar Olympic Committee vertical, I'm afraid, is down. So Santiago Lambra, I'm afraid, makes a snap decision. It's often a reflex for these top riders. There are so many competitions worldwide. They elect to save their horses mileage and come back when it could be a competitively successful result. Santiago Lambra retires out of the course. That is Zeus for Brazil, number 34. The new starter, we go now to the home nations, Basim Mohammed. For Qatar, this is the Wathland studs, Wathland Charlie Brown, the new starter. This horse young at 10 years of age. This man, though, with huge mileage and experience. He's been a 3-time winner of the His Highness the Amir Grand Prix here. He's won several times as well. The Grand Prix on the Longines Global Champions Tour as well. And this is a new ride for Basim, former rider Faleh Suwaid Al-Ajami. This is a new pair this year. This is their second 5-star Grand Prix only together. The first one was here in week 2. And Charlie Brown is the son of Canchirano, across the Diamond to semi, and away goes Basim Mohammed. The mistake, I'm afraid, comes at fence 3, so he won't be joining. Abdul's side for the Wathland team already qualified. Charlie Brown has a second error at mid-part of the plank, or the plank at mid-part of 5ABC. Basim Mohammed perseveres regardless of the early trouble. Just trying to give this horse some mileage at this level, I think, is his plan. Basim Mohammed into the tail end of the course, and bearing in mind they're new to the level, it's a good round, I think, overall. A round that has matured and developed as they've gone on. They get a little bit stuck into the base of 12. Just had to put quite a strong half halt on the horse late, lost a little bit of juice off the ground, and that was the third mistake. They'll also have 2 for time, so 12 jumping plus 2 time. It is 14 the score for the last for Qatar. Home nation, I'm afraid, no representative in the jump off this 5-star Grand Prix, I'm sad to say. Basim Mohammed leaves with 14 penalties. The new starter, just 3 more to come, and this, the one for Turkey tonight. Hasan Şentürk is on course. This is the 13-year-old stallion, son of Jensen van der Meulenhof, Couleur Ruben, the dam sire. Gets off to a pair of very big jumps at 2 and 3. Comet de Septembre is on the course. Hasan runs down to this big ox, it's skinny, but it's very, very big dimensionally, even though a narrow front face to get the horses into the middle of that fence. They can jump the treble. The majority have not got through that line. So still 9 clears. Tail end of the competition is pretty much exactly on a quarter of starters, with it's the 36th to get underway. Hasan Şentürk is jumping a perfect round here. It is really good. Turk comes back to the wall at 9 and gets well out over that as well. Still clear. Hasan Şentürk, though, has got time trouble, I think. Yes, he's going to have a time penalty. No comment to Septembre down to the last fence, but time penalties are looming, I'm afraid. It's a real shame, super round, but grits his teeth as he realizes he has 2 time penalties out of the course. Super clear round jumping. Hasan Şentürk, though, has 2 time penalties out of the course of Peter Schumacher. Third from the end of the first round of a scintillating 5-star Grand Prix. It's been perfect action. The new starter is a very seasoned man, a 5-time Olympian, and he went outstandingly well, both with the Saudi team and individually in London 2012's Olympics. He was 4th individually and team bronze for Saudi Arabia. Kamal Abdullah Bahamdan is the penultimate to get underway, number 37. And this is 14-year-old Berlin's son, Humphrey G. This horse he owns himself is the new starter. 9 clears with 2 more to come tonight. And our crowd is having a very good evening. There's a packed audience here. Now come out to try and be the 3rd for Saudi Arabia, to actually be the nation with the most to come back for the jump off, because Saudi Arabia has got 2 alongside Great Britain at the moment. Humphrey G has got off very well, jumping with some severe scope out there. And they can get through the treble combination. A little bit concerned about their time, I think, dwelling a little bit between fences. And that's why Kamal takes an inside line back to this green-yellow oxer. But yeah, it didn't work out, I'm afraid. Just got a little bit choked on the turn. It was a tight turn they tried to achieve, and the back bar was a bridge too far. Humphrey G then has a refusal at 9. I'm afraid the wheels have come off for Kamal after a very promising start. Kamal Abdullah Bahamdan has a late mistake as well. Humphrey G comes home. It's been a tough round for him. After a promising start, it crumbles, I'm afraid. It's going to be 29 penalties for the pair for Saudi Arabia. The penalty score tonight is 29 for Kamal Abdullah Bahamdan for Saudi Arabia. The last to go tonight is for Lebanon, and Roger Chamas is number 38. And the last starter of the first round gets on course. Glondon di San Giovanni is his rider. This pair, they're at their second five-star Grand Prix only. They debuted here in week 2. Excuse me. Roger Chamas, who was the Worlds in Henning 2022 with Humphrey G. Of course, we just saw actually with Kamal Abdullah Bahamdan was his former ride. Glondon down through the treble and clear impressively. This is only their second five-star Grand Prix as a new combination to the level. And there's just one down here for 13th place in week 2. Was a very good five-star Grand Prix debut. Now the mistake, I'm afraid, comes at 8A. It will be 9 clear rounds to come back for the five-star Grand Prix jump-off tonight here on His Highness the Father Amir's prize. Final class of week 3. Roger Chamas has a second error at 10. The last score tonight, ladies and gentlemen, will be 8 penalties as Roger Chamas guides Glondon di San Giovanni home across the line. A superb first round completed. Peter Schumacher has done an exceptionally good job of the course design that yields 9 clear rounds. And it is going to be 7 nations that will be returning. It is a pair for both Great Britain and Saudi Arabia. The names are really exciting as we look down those that we will see again, because Great Britain has got 2 of their 3 from the Olympic gold medal in Paris, Harry Charles and Scott Brash. Nadia Pedestine has got her brilliant Mila. Abdul Said, Wathnan Calvaro. 2 for Saudi Arabia are very good, Abdurrahman Al-Raji and Abdullah Al-Sharbatli. And Jan Frederica Med Zimmerman. They are the ones that will line up alongside Geoffrey Puck and Eve Job. So a very exciting list that we can't wait to reveal who will be crowned five-star champion tonight of the Grand Prix. Maybe Scott Brash could do the double again. Having won both Grand Prix here in week 2. These are those we'll see again as we take a 12-minute break prior to the jump-off. I know you'll be here. Myself, Ed Holloway, it's great to have you with us. This, the Longines Arena. We'll see you soon because the battle is going to be so intense.
صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان، وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملى الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.
كيف ممكن توصف شعور؟ ما في كلام يوصفه. مشاعر ما يلزمها وصف. لما تحس بشعور جديد كل اللي عليك تسمح له يقودك.
في قلب الدوحة هناك موقع ينطلق فيه علن النظر نحو البحر، جوهرة معمارية صممت خصيصا لمن يسعون خلف التميز كل يوم وكل لحظة. جزيرة الفخامة فيها أسلوب حياة، شقق متميزة ومتنوعة بمساحاتها، من أطول ممشى تجاري مكيف في العالم إلى أطول موقف سيارات تحت الأرض، ومن ملعب الجولف إلى جمال الممشى البحري وإلى روعة الهدوء. جزيرة جيوان، فخامة، تألق.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
إمكانياتك معروفة، وبعدين الطريق كان صعب وطويل.
اختلف وشديد التأثير.
طحت وايد وكل مرة ترجع توقف.
Silence the noise. Run through it.
Every doubt is a reason to push forward. Every runner has their own voice. You don't need a finish line. You just need to move. But together, we move forward.
This marathon, run your own race.
The Labay app, your smart platform for managing your healthcare services at HAMAD Medical Corporation. To register, download the Labay app from the App Store. Log in using your Qatar National Authentication ID. Enable fingerprint or facial recognition for easy login. Then enable notifications to receive appointment alerts and changes. With the app, you can view upcoming medical appointments with ease, reschedule or cancel appointments with just one step, view your medical file, test results and prescriptions, self-assess your health using artificial intelligence technology. Labay, your smart platform for better healthcare.
This is the spectacular aerial view of Alshaqab, the Longines Arena, as we welcome you back to the 5-star Grand Prix tonight here. Final class of a wonderful third week on His Highness the Father Amir's prize. There's 9 combinations who are still in this 5-star Grand Prix for 7 nations. Great Britain and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have got a pair. Switzerland, the USA, Austria, Belgium and Germany are the 7 nations. The jump, of course, they will face, it is the Oxer at 10, the first fence down, then right-handed to the vertical at 11, then right-handed to sharp cutback, the double 8A and B remain. 5A is on its own, they then gallop down to fence 15, that was fence 6. That is now a vertical, however. The Liverpool left-handed to the green-yellow Oxer has been narrowed up to encourage a tight turn. Then back on the right hand to a new fence at 16, the vertical. And down to the final fence, that is the gold-brown, His Highness the Father Amir's Oxer. Fence number 13 is the final fence. 375 meters is its length. And 60 seconds, the time allowed. Good evening, everybody. This mare, she won the Longines Global Champions Tour here in Doha back in 2022 with Ludger Beerbaum. Mila will be the first to go for Nadja Peter-Steiner. And she looks for her first 5-star Grand Prix win here in Doha after a 5-star non-Grand Prix win here in week 2. Mila gets away. Nadja now left-handed. Quickly back to 8A and B. Good start here. Nadja Peter-Steiner down now to the Oxer, 5B. Then the long run down to 15 that Mila is, I'd say, conservative down to that vertical. 3 to go here. These very hard late turns. Mila has the mistake, I'm afraid, at 7. Front bar goes. Late error for the Swiss rider. Nadja Peter-Steiner comes homebound. Mila's gone well, but it was one mistake, I'm afraid. Very tough, those late tight turns. Nadja purses her lips together with pure frustration. This was the error. 4 penalties, 45.04 is the first time set, but 1 fence down late for the pair for Switzerland. It is a very tough course, that is for certain. The turns are unrelenting. We're just waiting for Eve Jobs to come down from the warm-up. And she will be the second in for the USA. Eve Jobs went superbly to finish in 3rd in the last 5-star Grand Prix here in week 2. That was behind Scott Brash and Megan Massonnier with the same horse, Canto Bruno. This is a spectacular view of Alshaqab. What a facility it is. It is going to bid for the World Cup final to be hosted here in 2029, I believe. Next year, it is going to Texas and Fort Worth this year, Fort Worth and Texas. Then next year, we'll go to the Scandinavium, home of the FEI World Cup in Gothenburg. 2028 is down for Basel. But this location will bid for the World Cup finals here in 2029, I believe. Well, just a moment's delay and unsure of the cause, but we wait for the next to start. That is going to be Eve Jobs in a moment. As we say, an unexplained delay. Our crowd will not be bothered. That young viewer's got a nice container of popcorn, and everybody having a very good night. This is the scene in this impressive Longines Arena as the battle is going to really brew. Who's going to win? I think the money is going to go for either Scott Brash and Hello Mango or Abdul Said and Wathnan Calvaro, although they're both on two of the three youngest horses, because Abdul's on a 10-year-old, Scott is on an 11-year-old, and only Jan Frederik Meyer Zimmerman's also got an 11-year-old that is Selikon Kashkai, so that's the only reservation, but that is, I think, where the money's going. But I don't know how you bet against the likes of Harry Charles, Casco Bleu at 16. They've got all the experience, and they won the 4-star Grand Prix here already. And who would bet against Duriyah for Abdullah Al-Sharbatli, that outstandingly quick mare, Dubai du Cedra, as she was formerly known as. A short break here as we take you around the lovely sights of Alshaqab, and we'll just have a moment's break whilst we wait for next to come. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. As the second to get underway, we welcome, it is the USA's Eve Jobs. And bear in mind that Christy van der Veen was on the podium in the 3-star Grand Prix for third with Bull Run Zajira today already. The USA try and continue their good form, and of course, as I have mentioned, Eve was third in this equivalent class at the end of week 2 behind Scott Brash and Megan Moissonier. This horse, the second oldest at 15 years of age tonight, behind Harry Charles's Casco Bleu. Here we go. Eve Jobs is looking very hungry for a big win. She's looking very close to a big victory over the days here. Could this be her moment to pounce? Cantor Bruno tries to deliver the first double clear of the 5-star Grand Prix here. Eve Jobs gets a very good getaway, hot-footed down to 8A and B. Meets it very well indeed. Now Eve turns back to 5A. The big blue ox jumps it very smartly. And quick down to 15. 0.4 down on Nadia Peter Steiner at the split, but importantly clear. Cantor Bruno can get out over the top of the green-yellow ox, and Eve Jobs sees a great turn into the penultimate and leaves it standing. Eve Jobs comes homebound. It's going to be the first double clear of the 5-star Grand Prix. Yes, a little bit slower than the Swiss time, but it is a double clear. Well done to Eve Jobs. The first double clear is for the USA. 46.31 is the time for Cantor Bruno. And a really good round from Eve. I mean, yes, a few little parts, they may be quicker. But it was a great turn back to the penultimate. And the time is set at 46.31. Eve Jobs into first place. Now the turn of the mighty Austrian combination, an Olympic pair from Paris as well, and winners of a 4-star Grand Prix here 1 year ago on the Doha Tour 2025. Geoffrey Puck, we welcome. This is Catherine Finkstels and the syndicate Naxel V, Equitron Naxel V for Geoffrey Puck. The stallion son of Balou de Rouet crossed to Landetto. And Geoffrey tries to be quicker than 46.31. Eve Jobs sitting in first place. Geoffrey Puck is quick down to the second. Quicker for sure. The getaway turn is a good one, and it's a fairly inside line he cuts on the angle back to 8A and B. And I suspect he's quicker. Equitron Naxel V now down into the Oxford 5A. Split time approaches. He's 700ths a second up only. It's very tight here between the US and Austria. Geoffrey Puck carves the corner now back to 7 and gets a great shot at it. 2 to go. 46.31 is going to be beaten by Geoffrey Puck. I feel the Austrian powers home and he's well ahead. Super round, is it enough? We wait and see, but 44.92 posts a very good time indeed. Geoffrey Puck has won a lot here in Doha, but yet to win a 5-star Grand Prix. 4-star Grand Prix went to him last year, but they go ahead. 44.92 has Austria out in pole position. Now this man who won his first Grand Prix with this source, the 4-star Grand Prix in week 1 here, back 3 weeks ago. Dad looks on anxiously, I think fair to say. Harry Charles, Casco Blue enters. This is the veteran equine Weiser, 16 years of age in this 5-star jump off field. The son of Chaco Blue comes forward to take on 44.92. As Harry Charles tries to win a 2nd Grand Prix, and it will be his 3rd win in total here on the Doha Tour, and he's well away. Casco Blue opens up the turn beautifully. Harry Charles gets very sharply away, and I think ahead of Geoffrey Puck here. Casco Blue, this is the crucial turn. Whistles around the corner. Harry Charles now, split time comes, he's ahead, but the mistake comes at 5A. The Austrian sees off the Olympic team champion. 0.73 was the advantage, but Harry Oxa goes again. It's a 2nd error. Casco Blue travels homebound, but it is 8 penalties, I'm afraid, on the British card. $900's down in any case, but I'm afraid Harry Charles has 2 Oxes down. It is 8 penalties. Brave effort from Harry. Casco Blue comes home with 8, and Harry Charles drops into 4th place in this 5-star Grand Prix jump-off. But now this man, world number 2, tries to do the unthinkable. He did the double here in week 2, winning both the 5-star and 3-star Grand Prix. He won the 3-star Grand Prix today already. Could he do the double once again? Good luck to Scott Brash as he tries to do the remarkable. Hello Mango comes forward. This 11-year-old mare takes on the Austrian time, 44.92. Of Geoffrey Puck that Scott Brash tries to get ahead of. Here we go, Hello Mango comes down to the opener. Scott Brash, I think a little bit down on Geoffrey Puck is my gut impression, out over the vertical. Hello Mango. So my reckoning has not yet won a Grand Prix in her career. Scott Brash turns now to 5. The Oxa. The time's quicker. Wow, 0.62 the advantage. Scott Brash now into tail end of the course as they seek their first Grand Prix win together. 44.92 comes under British fire. Hello Mango comes down to the last fence. It's going to be very close, I think, just ahead here on the time. Yes, he is, 44.47. Scott Brash goes ahead again. Hello Mango leads the way in the 5-star Grand Prix here at His Highness the Father Amir's prize. And actually just looking back through her record, I don't think she's actually won an international class yet in her career. No, she hasn't, so this could be her maiden international win. Her first Grand Prix win, and of course therefore her first 5-star Grand Prix win as well. That is all at stake tonight. Scott Brash leads away 44.47. The double is maybe on, but we have 4 more to come. Well, the second youngest field tonight is 11. We've got the 11-year-old of Selagon Qashqais, Jan Fredrik Ahmed Zimmerman, same age as Hello Mango, but only one horse that is younger, and that is the horse that we await. Wathnan Calvaro and Abdul Said will be the next to jump. And the time, Scott Brash has set 44.47 at the halfway point of this 5-star Grand Prix. That is a target time. This pair similarly are looking for their first Grand Prix win. They've won a few international classes together, including the big win on the Major League show jumping circuit in Tryon last season. But here we are as they bid for their first Grand Prix win. Abdul Said, Wathnan Calvaro, the youngest horse in the 5-star Grand Prix jump-off, enters the heat of battle. The son of Cascadello across the Quidam de Revel for Abdul Said takes on Scott Brash's time. Hello Mango, 44.47 to beat. This horse I witnessed in Tryon, I was there commentating, was outstandingly fast. The 5th in that Major League show jumping Grand Prix behind Nicolas Philippas and Gadget Mouche. They can really travel. I think Scott Brash is in danger here. Abdul Said is lickety split down for second. Maybe wider on the turn, but I think quicker. Wathnan Calvaro down through the double, but no, 8B goes. Scott Brash sees off a very strong rival. Second error, I'm afraid, for Wathnan Calvaro comes at the Oxa. What a shame for Abdul Said. 2 down, 3 down now. It's all, I'm afraid, gone south for the Belgian. What a shame for him. After second place in the 3-star Grand Prix. Wathnan Calvaro having all sorts of trouble out there. Really disappointing for Abdul. This lovely 10-year-old comes home, and it's been a shame to watch their round just get discombobulated. Really frustrating for Abdul Said. Gives his horse, his wonderful partner, a reassuring pat. It is 16 penalties tonight, and down in 6th place, I'm afraid, goes Abdul Said. And a horse we'll hear so much more of in the years to come, Wathnan Calvaro. Three to go and 2 nations still to come. Saudi Arabia has still got 2 to start. And the last to go will be for Germany. So either Great Britain, Saudi Arabia or Germany will win tonight. 3 to go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 13-year-olds, this horse and Duria for Saudi Arabia, and then the 11-year-old for Jan Fredrik Ahmed Zimmerman are the horses' ages. Scott Brash on the edge of his seat as he tries to do the double once again. 44.47 is his target time. Abdurrahman Al-Raji's eyes pierce into the jet black Qatar airspace. Ventago's got the ground covering gallop to really eat up this main arena. And the Paris Olympic pair, 13th in the games, take on the young Hello Mango for Scott Brash. Abdurrahman Al-Raji gets away. Great turn, lovely turn away from the second. Another good turn comes up here to the Oxa. But I think down on Scott Brash here. Just get out of the Oxen. Oh, they're ahead by 0.22. They have the advantage. Green lights for Saudi Arabia. Just got out of trouble somehow at 5A. Abdulrahman Al-Raji now, 3 to go. Rolls the front of 7, it stays as well. Ventago travels homebound. It's going to be very tight on the line. He's behind. 0.57 is the deficit. Well done, Abdulrahman Al-Raji, brave efforts. He will go into 3rd place with Ventago behind Scott Brash and Gerfried Puck. With 2 to come, Scott Brash is still on for the double. Wow. But here we go. This is one of the most talented horses we've ever seen in world show jumping. A brand new ride for Abdullah Al-Sharbatli. Diriyah, formerly known as Dubai du Centre, is the plan to get underway in the 5-star Grand Prix jump off tonight here for the world number 81, Abdullah Al-Sharbatli. They've been together since just November last year, and this is their first 5-star Grand Prix as a combination. We've seen the extraordinary speed that Diriyah possesses with the likes of Juliette Bayard. 44.47 of Scott Brash, the target time. They're new. This man's had 4 wins. This will be fascinating. Diriyah. No. Gets too close to the vertical and it comes straight down. Scott Brash got to see off one more challenger. Diriyah in trouble on the far side of the 11. Al-Sharbatli now has got to really get down, sit down and ride this horse because she's not going forward. Backing off these fences tonight. Abdullah turns back to the green-yellow Oxter at 7 and jumps it. Diriyah comes down to the last fence, but it was the mistake on the far side. Down on Scott's time in any case by 1.31 seconds. 45.78 at the time, but 4 penalties, I'm afraid, for Abdullah Al-Sharbatli and Diriyah. They will go into 6th place with 1 to come. Two of the youngest horses tonight go head-to-head in the battle for the 5-star Grand Prix. His Highness the Father Amir's prize. This the last to go. Jan-Friedrich Ahmed Zimmerman, we welcome. This is SALEH Kashkais, who comes forward. Scott Brash, 44.47, is Jan-Friedrich Ahmed Zimmerman's target. This horse she's produced herself. Gets away very smartly. This pair again, yet to score an international win. Could this be a big revolutionary night for them? Jan-Friedrich Ahmed Zimmerman, SALEH Kashkais now turn back to 5A. They're down on the British time here. 1.5 seconds the disadvantage. The double's on here for Scott Brash, and Asiana can do something extraordinary in the last few jumps here. She's trying her level best. SALEH Kashkais turns very quickly to the penultimate, and this is going to be very tight here. 44.47. Jana's down by 0.58. 45.05 is the final time for Jan-Friedrich Ahmed Zimmerman. She'll go into 4th place, and Scott Brash has another remarkable double. It's extraordinary. He's won the 3- and 5-star Grand Prix now 2 weeks in a row. It's brilliant. Scott Brash has now won 4 Grand Prix. It's a British win. 44-47. It's the first international win for Hello Mango this evening here in Doha. 44-47, the winning time. Here's confirmation. Scott Brash wins the 5-star Grand Prix for Great Britain with Lady Pauline Harris and Lady Pauline Kirkham's Hello Mango. Geoffrey Book is second, and Rahman Al Raji is in third. And Frederica Mayer Zimmerman fourth, and Eve Jobs in 5th place. Our congratulations to Scott Brash. Do not go far, ladies and gentlemen. The prize giving is coming straight up for you.
أيضا بكل فخر واعتزاز سنسعد بحضور سعادة الشيخة هند بنت حمد آل خالد نعيب رئيس مجلس إدارة مؤسسة قطر لحضور مراسم التتويج وتسليم الجوائز لفستان الأبطال.
Delighted to have your company. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final prize giving of week 3 of His Highness the Father Amir's prize here in Doha, Qatar. The third week of the Doha Equestrian Tour. Welcome to the 5-star Grand Prix prize giving this evening. We've seen a wonderful sport again. The man who wins has had a quite extraordinary start to 2026. He's the one number 2. We know of his incredible winning record, but Scott Brash does the unthinkable, really. He won both 3 and 5-star Grand Prix in week 2. He wins both 3 and 5-star Grand Prix today. Again, it's a remarkable repeat feat of the double he achieved 2 weeks ago. Delighted to welcome Her Excellency Sheikh Hint bin Hamad Al Thani, the Vice Chairperson of the Qatar Foundation. Sheikh will be making the presentation tonight to our podium that we welcome in right now. Extraordinary sport, and to bear in mind, it is the first international win actually for Hello Mango in her 11-year history. And what a win as a debut international win, a 5-star Grand Prix, no less. Scott Brash does another phenomenal double, led in Hello Mango by Scott's wonderful groom, David Honnett. I'd like to welcome Her Excellency Sheikh Hind bin Hamad Al Thani, the Vice President of the Qatar Foundation. A phenomenal double. Scott Brash wins by half a second. Hello Mango at 11 years of age wins a very big class. Her maiden international win at a tender age of 11. This man third, well done to Abdulrahman Al Raji. Ventago is on the podium. Jeffrey Puck is second for Austria with Equestrian Naxal the fifth. A very warm welcome to you.
5-star Grand Prix, number 3 of this competition, with the great Ventago for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Abdulrahman
the podium
Al
we
Raji.
welcome forward, and third place, well done, it is Abdulrahman Al Raji with Ventago. They are third in the 5-star Grand Prix
Runner-up
tonight.
from Austria with Equestrian
Saudi Arabia.
Gerfried Puck.
The reserve champion, second place, Jeffrey Puck. It is for Austria, Equestrian Naxal the fifth.
And finally,
second,
your winner with Hello Mango, double clear 44-47. He knows the way to the top spot of the podium.
it's another unbelievable double. Scott Brash wins both 3-star Grand Prix and the 5-star Grand Prix today. Same feat as he achieved in week 2. Scott Brash wins with Lady Pauline Harris and Lady Pauline Kirkham's Hello Mango. The 5-star Grand Prix is again in British hands, and Britain's clean sweep of all the Grand Prix here in 2026 continues into the night.
And of course, in honor of the victory of Scott Brash.
And to acknowledge the winning effort of Great Britain, Scott Brash, we stand for the national anthem of the winning nation, Great Britain. Fitting to see the moon during the national anthem, because you wonder whether Scott Brash is from another planet. What a brilliant pair of Grand Prix wins again in week 3, matching his achievement that was already sublime in week 2. Scott Brash wins a 5-star Grand Prix with Lady Pauline Harris and Lady Pauline Kirkham's outstanding young mare, Hello Mango. 44-47 the winning time. Geoffrey Puck is second, with the horse that won a 4-star Grand Prix here last year. Equestrian Naxal the fifth is the runner-up, 44.92, and third, Abdulrahman Al Raji for Saudi Arabia. Ventago is in third position. But well done to that man. It is Scott Brash who wins the 5-star Grand Prix here. His Highness Father Amir's prize, week 3. Scott Brash takes the big win. Our congratulations. Thank you to Her Excellency Sheikh Hind bin Hamad Al Thani, the Vice Chairperson of the Qatar Foundation, for the presentation. And the 3 on the podium take their photo call.
We'll offer the prizes to the top 3 of this 5-star Grand Prix. The time for the riders to join back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of a brilliant third week here. 10 weeks in total, spanning between the start of January and the first weekend in April. We will be going on here next week for a second 5-star week in succession. And of course, the big fixtures as well in February, including His Highness the Amir's Sword with the 5-star Grand Prix and the CSI Alshaqab. Then we'll be here for the Longines Global Champions Tour in early March. And that will be followed by another 3 weekends that will span through up into the start of April. So a lot more sport to come here at Alshaqab on the Doha Equestrian Tour. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Brash does the unthinkable. We know of his genius, but he proves it again with another remarkable double, winning both the 3-star and 5-star Grand Prix 2 weeks in a row. It's an extraordinary achievement. As Hala Mango wins her first international class, it is some win as a maiden international win tonight for the world number 2, Great Britain. Scott Brash, he claims the big class. The 5-star Grand Prix is in British hands. Geoffrey Puck is second, and Abdul Rahman Al Raji. We say goodnight from Doha, Qatar. From myself, Ed Holloway. The night belongs to Scott Brash. Well done to him. It's an extraordinary achievement. He pulls off the double once again.
Here we are, standing with the winner of this Grand Prix. Double mission already, just a few days ago, and again today. 2 times on a victory. What a performance, what a champion that you are.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. Mango, I still feel is inexperienced, but I do feel like she's an amazing horse. And I think today she's just proved that. And yeah, absolutely delighted with the win.
Yeah, you just talked about it before the Grand Prix, that you were starting a less experienced horse, but we didn't saw that the experience was a lack of experience. The horse was in full trust, full confidence on the complete track.
Yeah, I mean, I felt she was a touch sharp during the week and a bit stressed, so it's taken me time to get her relaxed in the ring, but she certainly delivered today and let me ride her, and yeah, she's a phenomenal athlete.
How did you got ready for the jump off? I saw you when you went into the arena, you went a bit forward and then you stopped nearly your horse and then patted him to get more trust, and then you went on for your jump off. How did you get this ready?
Yeah, exactly. It's just about when she comes in the ring, the atmosphere gets a little bit much for her. So yeah, I do things like that to try and keep her listening to me and stay relaxed in what we're doing and she knows what she's doing, but it's just trying to drown out all the noise and just stay focused on her job. And yeah, she jumped incredible.
So now the next question is, what's the plan for next week?
Yeah, we have a plan. Actually, Mango has a week off next week. She has a couple of weeks break, and yeah, I think it'll be Folly and Jefferson's turn to jump the 5-star again, hopefully. So, yeah, I'm in a very fortunate position right now. I have 4 amazing horses here, so I'm in a great position to be able to juggle around, and yeah, I'll enjoy it while it happens.
I hope you will celebrate this, of course, tonight or this week. And of course, one more time, congratulations. Thank you. You're a true horseman.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
That's how we close up this